There are many kinds of grief in this world, but for many parents there is no pain greater than losing a child. If these words have found you, then perhaps you already know that pain. You pray every day, yet the emptiness remains. You wake up each morning, but the weight never seems to lift. Some days, simply making it through another ordinary afternoon feels impossible. Perhaps your child's room is still exactly as they left it. Perhaps you've surrounded yourself with memories, with toys, with clothes, with little things that make it feel as though time has stopped. For a moment they bring comfort, then the silence quietly returns. Sometimes you try to share your grief with your partner, but there are days when even looking at each other hurts, because you are carrying the same loss, yet each of you carries it in a different way. And beneath the sorrow, there is guilt. If only I hadn't sent them to school that day. If only I had driven them myself. If only I had noticed something sooner. Your mind keeps rewriting the story, again and again. A story where your child survived. A story where life never changed. But listen carefully. Even if you had known everything, even if you could have seen every possible future, you could not have prevented every tragedy. Some things happen beyond any parent's reach. Our minds search for answers because uncertainty is painful. Sometimes we choose guilt because guilt feels easier than accepting that some losses have no explanation. That day, that moment, there were countless things you could never have controlled. If you have spent years, perhaps even decades, punishing yourself, hiding from the world, living inside the same unanswered questions, then perhaps this is something you need to hear today. You loved your child. You grieved your child. You have carried their memory with you every single day. Your love has never disappeared. And because your love remains, you no longer have to punish yourself to prove it. Your child does not need your endless suffering to know they were loved. Love is not measured by pain. Love is measured by the life you shared. The laughter, the bedtime stories, the hugs, the ordinary days that became unforgettable. That is where love still lives, not only in your tears. Now, very gently, allow yourself to imagine another possibility, a life where you still remember, but also breathe, a life where smiling no longer feels like betrayal, where enjoying a good meal is not a crime, where sleeping peacefully does not mean you've forgotten, where laughter can exist beside love. You are allowed to laugh again. You are allowed to sleep well. You are allowed to enjoy the company of others. You are allowed to care for yourself. Perhaps one day you'll sit with someone who understands this kind of loss. Perhaps you'll volunteer in your community. Perhaps you'll care for an animal that also needs love. Not because these things replace your child. Nothing ever could. But because your heart still knows how to love. And sometimes sharing that love is where healing quietly begins. Your child will always belong in your heart. Nothing can take that away. But guilt doesn't belong there. Today, if only for this one moment, set down that heavy weight. Take one slow breath and another. For this moment, breathing is enough. Feel the ground beneath you. The world is still here, and you are still here. there is still kindness waiting for you. There is still peace waiting for you. When you're ready, step gently back into life, not because you've forgotten, but because love also asks us to keep living. The masterclass is linked below. This is the pocket piece. Rest your mind, protect your soul,